characteristics. I'll go through this one quick. Decentralization. It's a decentralized network of peer-to-peer. So I underline this keywords to research, to think about how to deal with decentralized systems, networks, and peer-to-peer. There is a pros and cons. The pros: verifiable, trustless, self-governing, but also there is a whole cons that you need to learn about. How to continuously deploy. This is a huge concept for us in Web 2. Like right now in my company or in your company, you probably deploy regularly. But if you create a smart contract and you put it on the blockchain, you can't update it itself. You need to migrate from one contract to the other. So you need to know how to do this. Which chain? Are you going to develop an Ethereum or Polygon or Solana or something else? Which currency? This is implicit in it. Which wallet are you going to use? Should we use public database in the first place? Like, does this fit your business? We talked about a lot of industries, but does this fit every industry? Maybe it doesn't. So it's a good thing to think about those pros and cons. So we said that it's a programmable money. It's blockchain created to store financial transaction. This is the first step this is the first thing that we talked about, and it's the underlying thing for the whole blockchain. So it's a good thing to think about. And transferring money on Web3 is easier than ever because, like, as we said, there is no middleman to transfer money, and no one can say no, and no one can censor it or prevent you from doing it. Create your own token, create your own money. Like right now in the games, there is a whole economics in the games. You can buy skins, you can buy items. If you play a game, you can buy a sword or something like this. You can create your own token that you can buy and sell items using it, and gives you a huge advantage in this space because there is a programmable money and not censored and so on. Pseudo anonymous money. I added this here because a lot of people think about blockchain as this wild west where, like, you are anonymous, you are there, it's for criminals. It's definitely not, and it's harder than ever to be anonymous on blockchain than on the web, than with the real money. Like, if you have $100 in your pocket and you give it to someone, no one sees this. But if you do it on the blockchain, everyone sees this. So it's a pseudo-anonymous, and it's a concept that people need to think about and look at the incidents that happened. Like, a lot of people recently that stole cryptocurrencies before got caught trying to launder this money or get the money out of the system, of the blockchain system, because it's not this anonymous anymore, or by design. Like, it had the wrong idea about it in the first place. No gatekeeping, we talked about this. Reversible transactions, as we mentioned, but this is a slide that I care for a lot, because for the technical people and the business, look at what is the stack that I need to know about. So front end, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the normal stuff that you know. Probably you will use React with it, and those the name of two libraries here that act as an API between you and this network. So, okay, this network, so you can create actually a front-end app and connect to the Ethereum network through API and do not care for a backend. There is no backend that you need. Like, you can connect directly to the blockchain and execute transaction on it. But also, you can create smart contracts and develop in the backend space and have an API from the backend to the blockchain and create your database in between. This is a business or features based. Like, you think about what is the case that you are developing and what is the best practice that will help you with that. And also the infrastructure. I'll just finish this one and we'll take your question. The infrastructure is the blockchain itself, because there is multiple chains, and we said that you need to select which one are you going to use. And also there is a good concept, like a concept there. Are you going to host a node yourself or not? Because the network is there. So to connect to someone else's network or computer to request data from, there will be an API in between you and them. But also you can host a node on the network and connect directly to it. Someone had a question, I think.
Yeah, I have a question. So this is so you mentioned some use cases for the blockchain, like NFTs, metaverse, and so on, custom tokens. So let's say I wanted to build a project on the blockchain. I mean, I wanted to build any project, say an NFT project or something. What kind of things would I consider in choosing a blockchain, or should I just choose anyone? And since they're all blockchains, anyone can work.
to think about or consider when you're choosing a blockchain? That's a good one because there is multiples. So the blockchain is a network of computers. So the network effect here is big. So how many people are using it? What is the hash power on this network? Is it is there the money there, the currency in this network? Is it deflationary? I think how to pronounce this. Like, does the money increase over time or decrease over time? Basically, the US dollar that I hold here increase over time. The country can print more of this money, but the gold, no one can print more gold. You can dig up gold and dig all the gold up, and it will always be there. It can't go up, like the amount of gold can't go up. So this is a difference between the currencies, and it have a huge effect on like the decision, like because there is a lot of economics there. Plus another thing is that there is two or three aspects like security and anonymity, and the time on a network. Security and anonymity and the time. The time is more of a factor that people consider a little bit more, because like how many transactions can you execute on this network? For example, I think Visa network can execute, I think the number is, I'm not sure, a couple of hundreds in the low thousands of transactions per second. For Ethereum network can execute less than this number per second, number of transactions per second. Other blockchains execute faster than Visa network. So this is a factor to consider, the time of execution for how fast the transfer can happen, because you can't go in a store and sit at the checkout table or checkout line for 5 minutes waiting your transaction to be verified on the network. This is not feasible for your use case. But on a different cases, if you are buying a car online like Tesla did with Bitcoin, you can wait for 5 minutes to verify that you transferred 50K. That's fine in their case, but maybe not in in the other cases. So it's a business decision, and are the factors that you need to consider.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And Balaji, if you had other questions on that, I know we've been working a lot on that particular question, but yeah, feel free to DM me too. There's a bunch of other factors depending on, exactly what you're trying to accomplish with your mission.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, Conrad.
Okay. I think smart contract. This is a quick example that I will show. It's like a Hello World example. I hope you can still see my screen. Can you?
Yeah.
You can see this?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
This is Remix. This is a full environment on official Ethereum website, which uses official Ethereum blockchain, and this is a test network basically, where you can look at mini app that I created, which is a Hello World example, like a guest book. Someone can send a message and then you can retrieve the message. But I wanted to show this example because here you have a whole environment ready for you to compile this contract and deploy it on a test network and test it here in this environment. So now I'm deploying this code, compiling this, and put it on a virtual network, a test environment, and I can see the response here. I can say hi here and test my things, see the verification, get a transaction, see my balance go down, execute functions, update my code, deploy it. I'm not gonna go into the code in this example because I think we are over time, at least the time that I planned for this. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with this, but it's fairly simple, and you have a whole environment here that you can use without even deploying anything or downloading anything to work on your machine. And I think the last thing is a bunch of references here. This is the official Ethereum documentation, Remix, the website that I just show you, Replit, which is you can build your front-end app and connect actually both of them together and like do a bunch of stuff online totally without your environment. Etherscan, which is a website that display the public database. This is every transaction that happened on Ethereum network, and it's happened. You can see it happening live now. this address, for example, sent this amount for that address, and so on. And the last thing here, this is Solidity by example to learn the backend language for creating a smart contracts. Documentation for the library. This is another a couple two libraries, and this is two websites for tutorials. Crypto Zombies and Buildspace, both of them are free. That's why I listed them here. And there is a lot of other examples, but this is the free ones that I tested, and they were really good. A good start.